Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of On the Rise with Candace Cordelia, a Broadway World production. I am so jazzed to introduce you to not one, but two very special guests from Dancin, currently on Broadway. We have Tony DeLelio and Krystal Mackie, two of the wonderful stars of the Broadway production. How are you both?
I'm fantastic, you know? I mean,
I'm
it's a
good.
yeah, life is
Yeah.
good.
I totally get it. I'm so glad that you're feeling well, both of you. It's a beautiful day today. And congratulations for starring on Bob Fosse's Dancin. I saw the production. It is wonderful. It's so much energy, so much joy. All of us were just dancing in our seats while you all were dancing on stage. So thank you for your gifts and talents. What is it like for you both being a part of this? Is the first ever revival, I understand, of Dancin on Broadway in New York City. What's that experience been like for you both?
Go for it, Tony.
I mean, it's been a whirlwind, you know, one minute you're dancing with your friends and then you step outside and you get to meet these legendary dancers who touch this material and you're immediately reminded that we're carrying on, you know, this legacy because choreography and dance is something that exists in the moment. It exists in person. And, you know, I love digging on the internet for videos, but to be a part of the actual thing in person and sharing it with new generations, people who saw it back then, people who were a part of it back then, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm off stage, so I get to watch a lot. And then when it's time to go on, I go on. So that's pretty cool. And just being able to watch my fellow castmates do the thing every night and be able to step in when needed is not only is it inspiring, but it just makes me want to be better. And it's great. It's fun. It's hard, which is also the best part about it is that it's something that is challenging and you have to be on, all your P's and Q's and toes every night for any given moment. So it's fun.
I love it. And I've always personally been in awe of dancers. I've done dancing in my school years and middle school and high school, from African Caribbean dance to modern dance. But I always just held a respect for dancers because what you do, I mentioned the word hard. It's very grueling. There's a lot of energy involved, a lot of stamina, and you have to be very disciplined. I'll start with you, Krystal. What's that preparation like, being a dancer and a performer, singing involved as well, acting, all of it? What's your day to day, especially when you're prepping for dancing?
Um, my day to day is different day to day. Like today, I am actually about to. I have a rehearsal, so after this. I'm running to rehearsal, and then in between our rehearsal end time and start of show, I'm gonna go work out. Actually, I do a lot of berries and like Pilates and stuff like that to stay ready. To cross train. The show is very physically demanding. And for someone who doesn't do it every night, it is, I found that it's best for me to stay ready and do things that still fire up the muscles that I would be using at night if I was on. So that when I do go on, it's not like it's going to already be a shock to the body, but it's not a complete shock. But yeah, sometimes it's working out, sometimes it's resting and literally just sitting on the couch when I can to just like decompress and just like stop and give my body some time to like chill out. But it involves taking it day by day, lots of water, lots of protein shakes. And always like when I wake up in the morning, I always try to warm up my voice. Just to stay ready. I think my job with this show is to stay ready at any given moment. So sometimes that just means warming up. Sometimes that means cross training. Sometimes that means just going over a track during the day or at night when I'm not on to just make sure my brain is still firing and the tracks are still up there somehow. But yeah, it's a day by day thing, and sometimes it's more physically demanding, and sometimes it's rest.
I'll throw that question to you as well, Tony.
Yeah, wow, Krystal, I love the stay ready.
Stay ready.
Wow. We have such a dream team of 6 people who stand by ready to jump in, and the team found these 6 people. I just need to like give it up to y'all for a second, because you all of your talents spread and reach so far that they can jump into, what is it, 5 different people each. It's incredible, and each different track in the show does something so unique to that specific actor's skill set. So gosh, kudos. What it looks like for me, I do the same show 8 times a week, every day. So I sing Crunchy Granola at the top of the show, which is super high. So as soon as I wake up, I'm immediately assessing where my voice is at that day and what I need to do in order to make that sound come out safely. And the same goes for the body. It's you start the day by head to toe assessing where is sore, where needs more love, what needs physical therapy, what needs the tender love and care, so that you can get on stage. And if by show time, let's say, for example, like my neck has been really bothering me and it's still really tight, okay, what can I do in my performance to craft something that honors the material, that is exciting for the audience, and that is safe for my person? And so it really is a balance of meeting these expectations. And it's a balance, and it looks different every day. I think if I was younger, a younger version of myself doing this show, I think would have a difficult time letting go of keeping things feeling the same. But because it is so demanding, you have to listen to the body and the mind. And of course, there's just so much care that goes before the show and after. I like to call our time at the Music Box Theater playtime, and the job really is the warm up and assessing, and then the cool down afterwards. And none of us feel guilty about laying on the couch. I'll say that.
I love that you mentioned that, especially the demand of it all. And you're giving kudos to Krystal. And I noticed that, and I saw this in the performance as well. There was a certain amount of trust. It seems like everyone is in sync with one another, as you would hope they would be, in order to make the show go smoothly and to give off the performances every night that you need to. But I love the rapport that you both have with each other right now. And I definitely want to ask about, once again, that trust factor. How is it when you're preparing and you're in rehearsals, getting in sync with each other? How does that exactly work? Is it something that it clicks automatically, or how long does it actually take in order to make sure you're trusting of each other? Because it's a grueling job, as you both know.
I mean, it definitely takes time. It's something that is like built upon. I think the favorite thing about our company is we have the physical trust, but there's also such a psychological trust there that we can just read what each other needs, and we're really great about checking in with each other. I don't know if you wanted to like add on to that, Krystal.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think for me, what helped was that this wasn't just like, oh, we're starting a Broadway show and we were meeting for the first time when we started this round. Like, we did the out of town tryouts. There was a workshop that happened. I wasn't a part of that workshop, but that, like, the family started joining and getting to know each other and trusting each other well before we got to Broadway. And so when we got here to do this thing, like, we didn't even have to worry about the trust factor and like, are we safe in this space? That was already created. And so when I joined for the out of town in San Diego, the environment that was already created, I just like jumped right in, quite figuratively and literally. But the joy and the relationship and the family aspect and the trusting aspect was already there. And it was already so well developed that it wasn't hard for me to feel that and then trust the people that were there. And so then when we added a few more understudies this go around for the Broadway run, I could imagine that they would feel the same. That it was already there, and it does make the job so much easier. What we are doing 8 times a week is really, really hard. And some of the things that we are doing at night, if we didn't trust each other, I don't think would happen in a safely manner. And so that definitely does I believe make the job easier. It takes off like the pressure of a lot of things. Like the trust is there, the family aspect is there, and it just makes it easy.
Well, let's talk about the before Broadway aspect for you both. Tony, I'll start that off with you. I noticed in your biography you mentioned a thank you to your mom for teaching you how to dance. Do you mind expanding on that and how that journey for you as a dancer began at home?
Oh, thank you for asking that. um, I always danced around the house as long as I heard music play. I just knew to move my body. My mother was also an actress in musical theater. She did stuff in DC, and so there are these VHS tapes of her doing shows. So I saw like this person I love the most was doing this thing I love the most. So it always seemed possible for me to do. How I got there was, I learned over the years, obviously, but I remember the first like dance step I learned. She was doing her makeup. I was probably like 7 or 8 years old. And she was like, "Oh, it's a ball change." And I just didn't understand why. And she taught me it's called a ball change because you put the weight in the ball of your foot and you change your weight. And so that was the first time that I realized that there's a language for this thing that I love, and then learning what counts are and reading music at the piano is you can also do that in communicating choreography. So that planted a lot of seeds for me, and I've been hooked ever since.
That's such a lovely story. What does your mom think about your career right now and just the trajectory that you've had since that time when you were a little kid?
I mean, she's so proud of me and is just like bursting and like honestly doesn't have words after Dancin. She got back home to Maryland and she just called me saying, "I can't stop crying," because it actually just hit me what just happened. Because you see your kid, you see this person do the thing, and I've just been dancing my whole life, and suddenly it's on a different stage surrounded by all these like new fancy glamorous things, and to us it's still the same thing. It's still that same thing that I've been doing since my first dance recital or since my first Nutcracker. It just happens to be on 45th Street. It just happened to be doing material that she showed me, watching movies. So I don't know, it's cool when you have this through line of working hard and dancing, and the opportunities around that continue to expand. It definitely has taken her and myself some time to process.
Wow, thank you for sharing. And so for you, I mean, you're from New York City. You went to the famous LaGuardia High School, and now you're realizing your dreams on Broadway, especially in your Broadway debut, as this is also Tony's debut in Dancin. What is that like for you to be able to go from LaGuardia to the big stage of Broadway?
Um, it is something that I think I still am trying to wrap my head around. I have moments where I'm like, oh, I think I've wrapped my head around it. And then it's like something else that will like trigger it and be like, oh no, I haven't actually like really fully discovered what this means. Um, it is a dream come true. I mean, I remember walking up and down Times Square. Like I literally went to school like 20 blocks away from there. So I remember going to the city. I remember going to see Lion King. I remember seeing these big like lights and like all this stuff and just being like, oh, okay, cool. Like people aren't moving out the way, gotta go. Like just all of that. And so I think to like in New York City, we are like go, 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 go. And so to finally like be at a place, be at a show that is on 45th Street, I'm going to the same location every day. It is something that I'm still like I said, trying to wrap my head around. But it's a little surreal. Like I still am not believing that this is real. And when I debuted, my whole family came, and that was something that I try to relive a lot. A dear friend of mine told me the night of my debut, when I got home, she was like, press record on your phone and like journal like how you are feeling, like say how you are feeling, say what you felt, document it all. It doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes long, like just document it. And I literally, from the moment that I started speaking, I just started crying, like just crying. And I actually rewatched the video like 2 weeks ago, and I still feel the same way. Like it is something that I haven't put words to yet, but I am happy. I'm proud of myself. It feels like all of the hard work has finally like paid off, and it's still paying off. And then there's still more work to be done. Like it's like an ever like flow of a cycle. But I'm excited. It's fun. It's really cool to do something at home. For all of my friends and family to see. Like being on tour, it was cool because like people would be like, "Oh, I'm performing at my hometown. Like this is fun." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm performing at my hometown," and it just so happens to be New York. um, so it's quite exciting. I mean, it's really. I still don't have the words, but I'm very happy and I am very excited, and I'm excited to see where this goes. And just, I always say, don't let anyone steal your joy. And I'm very happy and joyful to be here and a part of this show on Broadway at home. Like it's fun.
That's cool. Thank you for that response as well. And
Yeah.
you mentioned being excited and joyful and happy, and that is showing in this production of Dancin. For both of you, I would love to know what your favorite, if you have any personal favorite numbers or songs or anyone that stands out to you that you're like, I love this. This is the one that I really love performing for.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I want to say Sing, 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 but I feel like in my journey, Sing, Sing, Sing is like the match is like set for part 2, and my show really does build up to the end of the musical where we do the big deal section, and I dance Beat Me Daddy with Nando. And what I love about it is it stretches myself like as an athlete. It's long and tedious, also as a technical dancer. But it really is a scene, and that's what Wayne encouraged us to approach it as, is it's a conversation back and forth with each other. So like it's satisfying as an acting perspective, but what makes it my favorite is it's at the end of the show and the entire company is together, and I don't know if you can hear in the house, but people are yelling, and like just it's that final push. We do these like football runs at the very end, and it's just like it's like a victory lap is what it feels like, that we're all together. So I get this beautiful hybrid of like, I get to have my moment and be this like dancing actor dude feeling like Fred Astaire into all of us snap together. It's amazing. And I'm like, feel like the luckiest guy to dance for Corey Pettenod in that corner. Sometimes Afra, sometimes Krystal, but it's the best view.
Love that.
Yeah.
Really, Fred Astaire, Tony, you mentioned, do you have any other favorite dancer or any other dancers?
Yeah, I mean, right now, Periscopal to me is really capturing this like human element that we need to see, because dance a lot on the commercial level is very like sterile and clean, so to speak. And Periscopal's work it comes from something else. It comes from the spirit, and I love the dancers that she hires. Is definitely like at the top of my list. And also artists like Normani. I love like a dancer like her who also produces her own music. Yeah,
That's
I'm
cool.
obsessed with them right now.
Great pick. I'll ask you that same question, Krystal, but I definitely want to hear your response to the previous question as well.
Yeah. I feel like my favorite number changes every day. I will say, and I'm sure like a lot of people say this, but Sing Sing Sing, it is so fun doing, but I've watched this show like a million times now. Like I feel like I've watched it a million times. But I make myself throughout the week, especially if I'm not on, I try to watch from the house once a week. And then I'll try to do a track once somewhere in the week, once a week, just in like the room that we have. And I will like I can never get tired of watching Sing Sing Sing. Like it is the energy that I get, like I'm sometimes scream and I've seen this, I know what's coming next. I know the steps. These fabulous like 16 people are doing the thing every night. Like it is incredible. And I'm still screaming. I'm like, yeah. Like it is a fire, like my legs start shaking. Like it's a fire that will like constantly like it's something about it's the way it was done, it's the way they're doing it, it's those drums, it's like the musicians are incredible. Like it is something that I can literally like watch and literally want to jump out my seat every day. So that I guess is a consistent favorite. But I love I really love Gotcha, the Gotcha moment and Big City Mind. That's really fun to do both as Yanni and Carly. It stretches me. Like I'm a dancer first, but the acting and singing came a little later. And so when I get to do the things that I am afraid of, but also challenge me, I really enjoy doing that. So like the Gotcha moment and singing Let It Ride, and singing Cherries, like moments like that I'm like literally shaking because I'm like, I'm not used to doing this. Is also a favorite moment of mine because I can feel myself like tingling and I know that I'm hitting the point where I'm being challenged and like surpassing that. So I enjoy that. And then my favorite artist, I always say, and I feel like everyone in the cast knows this, that it is Beyonce, and I love her. And I'm laughing because I just watched Swarm on Amazon.
Wow.
It's about like
Yeah.
the Beehive and like we're crazy fans, but I truly do love Beyonce. I respect her like work ethic and the production team and just like every aspect that goes into her productions that she produces. I do enjoy and respect. I mean, I could watch Desmond Richardson dance all day, every day, any day. It's unbelievable. But also like there's people in the cast that I can, like Peter Cherson, I can watch every day. Like they're like perfection every day. It's quite beautiful. Like everyone in this cast is a favorite of mine just to watch and do this craft that they do 8 times a week. That is, guys, it's hard. It's really hard. And what they are doing on that stage every night it's perfection. So yeah.
Perfection indeed. Indeed. And I love that you mentioned Swarm because I binged it in one night. I was coming back. I was in New York at the time too with a friend, and then we got back to their place and I was like, oh, Swarm came out, and we literally watched it from, I think it was midnight until 3 a.m. Just went, and I haven't binged a show like that in a long time. And I'm
not that crazy, but I do love Beyonce.
We just kept going. We were like, you know what? Let's just keep going. Let's just, because it was so engrossing. It was, I'm a big horror movie person, television, all of it. And I could not stop watching it. It was unreal. So I love that you mentioned that because that's a real, I wondered how everyone in the Bayhive must think about.
I'm not crazy like that, but I do love Beyonce, but I'm not that crazy.
This is a lot. Love it.
Yeah, it was a lot
of fandom. I would also love to know from the two of you what your favorite dance movies are.
Oh, I love the Sweet Charity film is that Bob directed and choreographed is beautiful. Also The Wiz. That is a movie I could watch monthly.
Same.
Honestly, they're dancing. Those are like top off my head. Center Stage, the scene where the ballerina goes to what is like Broadway Dance Center, and Priscilla Lopez who is in a chorus line famously says, "Dance the shit out of it." And that energy is alive and well at Bob Fosse's Dancin.
I mean,
yeah, what about you?
Like, I was gonna say center stage too, because it's like, I feel like it's a movie that I feel every dancer has watched, and it came at a certain point in their training in life that they've watched this movie. And when it comes on, I get really excited. I'm just like, oh, center stage is on. So definitely center stage. Also The Wiz. Like, I definitely co-sign that end scene, like Brand New Day. They are they are dancing. They are up on top of the stuff, and like like they are living their lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely have moved like the coffee table in my living room and like learned it. And me and my sisters were definitely doing like, oh,
yes.
it gets real. Like The Wiz is definitely, it's up there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Phenomenal pick. Center stage is my favorite. As someone who's a non-dancer, yeah, center stage has always been my favorite, and Fame as well. Like, but I always equate Fame to more of like the triple threat, I guess. But yeah, center stage and Black Swan as well. I know Black Swan is very dark, but it's up there as one of my personal favorites as well. So very cool.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
It's a dark film, Black Swan.
Oh yeah. But it's for me. I don't know what it is. I love ballet films, and I love the psychological aspect of the dance movies as well. What goes into being a dancer, and there's a lot that people don't know unless you just talk to other dancers and see it for yourself. But yeah, that's just my personal feeling about that. But great picks, So last question for you both, Tony and Krystal. Why should people run, dance, walk, hop, go see Dancin on Broadway?
I think in a time where people are wanting inspiration, seeking joy, needing a reminder of togetherness, that people can and do come together to uplift each other, come see Dancin. I've had friends who are so shy about dancing and moving in front of people that we went out after for drinks, and this man could not stop moving. So that's why you should come. Get that spark.
I agree. I think that it's 2 hours of, you get to escape. There's no storyline, so you don't have to feel the pressure of like, wait, do I need it? Like, is something going on? Am I missing something? Like, you don't have to overthink. You literally can just feel like, you feel the music, also the sound is incredible in the show. So like, you feel the music, you can't, like, you feel that bass, that drum. And then you get to see like incredible people, like literally dance the shit out of this stuff. Like you can't help but to just move after. It's funny because I've had people come see the show, and all they do at the end of, like, I'm like, oh my God, did you enjoy it? They're constantly just like mimicking like the crescent jumps and sing. Like people, like, it's a fun evening. You get to escape. You get to like just watch the incredible like 16 performers on stage at night, 22 overall. Like, you get to watch the magic that Fosse has created, and then that Wayne and Corinne has created on us, and you get to watch it and just go away and be like, okay, I'm going to attempt to do that some way, somehow, whatever age, whatever your bones are feeling like everyone can dance, whether it's sitting down, like everyone can dance. So getting to see Dancin and then going home and being like, oh, how can I be inspired by that? And how can I move my body in my way? I think is the reason you should definitely come see it. It's fun.
It is a blast. It is so much fun. And I also love the fact, Krystal, like you said, everyone can dance, because I just called myself a non-dancer, and I'm like, you know what? No, I can dance. Everyone can dance, professional or not. If you have rhythm and you're moving, you can dance. So 1000%. Thank you both so very much. It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations. And I look forward to seeing where life takes you, and to see more of your dancing on the Broadway stage and beyond.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very welcome. And thank you all for watching this episode of On the Rise with Candace Cordelia here at Broadway World. Stay tuned for more amazing conversations with amazing talent. And until then, we'll see you later.